Hey guys, so today I am going to talk to you about why it's hard being a blogger, struggles that I've had to overcome, and how I've overcome those struggles. I have 5 things right here that have really bothered me with blogging that I just sat down and I evaluated, like, okay, so where am I struggling, where is it hard, and why is it hard, and I came up with the answers to these questions. So in the future, when I have this problem again, or if I ever have this problem, I'll be like, okay, so I can do this to fix it and I can do this to prevent it. And I think it's just a really good idea to understand where you're struggling and how you can get better from wherever you are, and just continue to progress rather than decline in your blog or whatever business you have, because this doesn't just apply to blogging, it applies to everything. And I think it's just an incredible idea to be able to evaluate and see where your struggles are coming from. So in creating my blog, the first thing I saw that I had a problem with was my layout. Now, I didn't have a problem with the layout that as a preset, but when I got into it and I started to recreate it and add my own creative touches to it, I found that I was just really struggling to be happy with what I'd done. So for example, my blog, I had one theme and I knew I wanted it to look like this, and for about a month it was perfect, I loved it, but all of a sudden I was just like, okay, I want to change it. I didn't know how to change it, so what I did was I sat down with myself and my computer and a piece of paper, and I said, okay, so what do I like about this and what do I dislike about this page? And I just did that on every single page. I don't have a lot of pages on my blog. I just have the blog page, the about page, and the home page, and then I have a contact page, but that's really basically about it other than the policies. So I went through and I was like, okay, so I like this, and I went and got really nitpicky. I was like, okay, so I can add this and change this and tweak this to make it more personal to me and to make it more custom to what I like and what I want to put out on my blog and where my blog stands. So that is one of the biggest things I can tell you. Just set a specific time in the month or ever so often when you're feeling like you're just not happy with whatever you have on your blog. Just set that time aside, sit down and really evaluate your whole entire blog, page by page, list by list, and just change it, tweak it to whatever you like. And if there's a simple fix, fix it. Don't just let it sit there, you know? So the second problem that I had was, it was either writer's block or like Pandora's box. I literally had a point where when I started, I just wanted to put everything out. I couldn't wait. Like, I wanted it all to be out right now, and I just had to do it all right then. I wanted to have one blog post today, and I wanted it all to be perfect. Now, for me, that's not completely unrealistic, but for a beginner, for me as a beginner, it was unrealistic. As I continue, I see that I can do it, but I just have to put more effort into it as far as planning, scheduling, and actually putting the thought into it, so it's not just a random blog post that's half done. It's something that I actually would read and something that I'm actually proud of, so it's not something that I just threw out there. But when it came to writer's block, man, it was terrible. Writer's block, there's a special place in hell for you. I just was not having it. So what I did was I created a list of posts and I have categories. So I separate everything into categories, and you may have heard of this from something, but I got it off of a webinar, and I'll leave the link down below if I can find like the girl and her Instagram, because it was just a random webinar that I signed up for. It was free, but I'll leave the link below to the lady's Instagram and her blog or whatever social media she has. But yeah, so she had basically created all of her content for the month in 30 minutes. And one of her things, and one of her steps I should say, was she would create categories. So she had 9 to 12 categories for each basically section of her social media altogether, not just her blog, her Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, blog, and whatever other social media she has. and she used those and capitalized on those to create content. So if there was ever a day that you didn't know what you wanted to post, you could look in those categories rather than just scrolling through your Instagram or you're scrolling through your pictures to see what to post, what can relate, and what category you want to focus on for that day, that week, or whatever the case may be. Another thing that I've found with blogging is that I never sleep. I'm always up till like 3 a.m. for no apparent reason, but I constantly have ideas going through my head. So I'm just like, okay, it's 3 a.m. I'm gonna write this idea down because I don't know where it can take me. I don't know what this idea is gonna do, but if I'm thinking it, I'm clearly thinking it for a reason, and I'm gonna capitalize on this. So I'll get up at 3 a.m. I'll like get out my paper, or I'll get out my notes on my phone, and I'll just be typing away at an idea, and of course later on that idea is gold. So I make sure that I write down my ideas. Another struggle for me is that my support system isn't all there. Now, I understand that you don't have to have your family support or your friend support, but it's nice to have. And if you don't have that, there's always different networking things like joining Facebook groups, finding different like just interactive things that you can do as far as being a blogger, as far as getting your voice out there, different apps you can use, different just interactive things that will allow you to have a support system as a blogger. I personally find that Facebook groups are perfect for me. I love like being able to see what other people are doing, being able to give feedback to other people that need it, constructive criticism, anything like that. I love to give and receive inside of a Facebook group. And if you have any struggles, I will say you need to be careful about what Facebook groups you join, because joining Facebook groups, you find that a lot of them have rules. So if you don't follow the rules, then you'll get kicked out of the group. And if it's a group you like, you don't want to get kicked out. I also find that there's days for promotion, so you can promote your blog, you can promote whatever you have going on, you can promote your business, anything like that inside of a blog. Just be aware that there are certain days on some blogs you can't just go willy-nilly freely posting your promotions, because that could also get you deleted. So you want to check with either the admin or check the rules of the group to see their scheduled days and posting on what goes down on each day. That is very important. And the last thing I found, being a blogger is hard because when you're starting, you don't have a voice. You don't feel as if you have a big voice. And when you see a plateau of numbers, or you see that your analytics isn't growing, or you see that one post did better and the post that you really put a lot of hard work into didn't get the views that you wanted it to, it's hard. And it's frustrating because you're like, okay, so what am I doing wrong? But you could potentially be doing everything right, and it's just, yeah, it just wasn't what people wanted to see, and that's fine. That is okay. It's not about what people want to see. With blogging, I have found, for me, I focus on what I like. I try not to look at the numbers, although I'm not gonna lie, it is times when the numbers are like, oh, I need the numbers, oh, I need to post here, oh, I need to post there. So if you take a step back and find your voice within yourself, and then just portray your own voice through your social medias, your blog, and everything, then you'll be golden, because it's about you being able to express yourself and you being able to have fun doing what you're doing. And it's not all about the money. It's not all about the glory that you get. It's not about PR packages. It is about you doing what you love, because at the end of the day, if you're not doing what you just genuinely love, then all of that stuff is not going to come, because it's all going to be forced. You're not going to feel motivated, and you're just not going to want to do anything. So with that being said, make sure that you persevere, you keep going no matter what, and if it's something you love to do, and if you really enjoy doing it, then it will work out if you just keep on working hard. There will be a blog post that goes along with this video. The blog post will be, it will be on writer's block, because last week, Thanksgiving week, all I could think about was food, and I fell off with blogging. So I just had a really bad block. I just didn't have the motivation to sit down and write anything. I didn't have the motivation to even look up other blogs, read blog posts, nothing. So I do have a blog post coming. I believe that'll go out on Wednesday. Yeah, I want to say it'll go out on Wednesday, but whenever it does, I'll link that down below. And if it's already up and this video is up, then I'll just leave it in the description box. I realize there's a lot of things I need to leave in the description box, so I'm gonna work on that and not forget to do any of them. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of a lot of information, a lot of me talking, but I feel like a chatty Cathy right now. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching and I hope you have a blessed day.